Welcome to the Farmerdale Podcast. Welcome to the Farmerdale Podcast. Welcome to the Farmerdale Podcast.
Well, welcome to the Farmerdale Podcast. This is episode number 16. We took last week off and we're back now. We went on vacation and we're going to talk about that today a little bit. I'm flying solo today. Don't have a guest. Hopefully I have a guest next week. But today I wanted to kind of do a show and tell a little bit about the garden because, boy, it is heating up. So we're going to talk about the garden today. And then we're going to talk about life. Life has been kind of crazy. And we'll talk about that in the second half of the show today. But the first part today is all going to be about the garden. The garden is popping. And we took a week off, but we had a fantastic young man take care of the garden for us. And boy, he did a fantastic job. So thanks, Brennan, for taking care of the garden and taking care of the house. And most definitely taking care of Farmer Jenny's little puppy dog, our big puppy dog, Webster, because he did a great job. So if you ever need a house sitter, I got you one. And you got to pay him well, though. You got to pay him good money to take care of your house and take care of your pets. So anyway, so we went on vacation, and we'll talk about that again, like I said, in the second half of the show. But the garden is popping. We are going to the market for the first time this Saturday. So ready, can't wait to sell some stuff to people. So we're going to do a little show and tell on that. But let me tell you what we got growing in the garden right now. And I'm going to do a little show and tell. So if you're just listening on audio right now, you may want to switch over to YouTube and get it on YouTube so you can actually see what we got. Hey, you can also check out us on all the social media sites, on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook. You can check us out on those because we give little snippets of what's going on in the garden and what we got. So you can check that out. Sorry for my voice. I got a little sinus stuff going on this morning. But hey, look at that view back there. Man, that's a beautiful view. We got home and Farmer Jenny jumped on the lawnmower, got the grass cut. I worked in the garden and we got some stuff going. So, all right, so what we got going in the garden? We got a lot going in the garden. The corn is looking fantastic. We got to spray it this week. We do spray the corn just to keep all the worms out of it. So we'll do that this week. And then we got sunflowers that are almost, they'll be popping tomorrow probably. So we'll have sunflowers, so we'll start selling those to some florists, and we'll also be selling those at the market. But boy, sunflowers, if you don't like sunflowers, there's just something wrong with you. There is just something wrong with you. They've become my favorite flower by far. I love all the colors that we grow. But those are fantastic. So the corn's looking good. Sunflowers are looking great. We just finished off all the lettuces and the spinach. That's done. But what we do still have is broccoli. I've never grown broccoli, and this has been a fantastic trial for me. We've only got about 10 plants of broccoli, and we've cut it one time. I've eaten one stalk off of it. Fantastic. Of course, I got to put a little ranch dressing on that broccoli, so that's okay. I'm drinking I'm gonna take a little sip right here. A little iced coffee, and we're going to talk about some coffee in our vacation time in just a second. So, anyway, so we got all that going. Now, I'm gonna go and jump into show and tell. I've got a basket here. I brought a basket of goodies. I'm so excited on some of this stuff because it's like the first time we've been really successful at it. You know, farming can be good, farming can be bad, gardening can be good, gardening can be bad. But if you don't try, you don't know. So you can't be scared to try. That's the biggest part of it, is that you cannot be scared to try something new. Do your research. There's a lot of people out there that will give you this information and that information, and you just got to figure out what works best for you. We are in the middle of weed suppression right now. Sorry. And trying to get the weeds knocked down because all that rain came through, and then here came the weeds. But also, it made all the plants grow too. So fertilizer, weeds, make them grow. So we fertilized everything in our garden. That's why it's making such a good garden this year. If you want to see a pretty garden, probably not ours right now because it's not weed free, but we are growing some really good vegetables. So we're going to look at these, and then we're going to talk about what we're going to have on Saturday at the market. So let's start out with probably my favorite, the patty pan squash. That's right. If you're not, like I said, if you're just listening to audio right now, you're not going to see all this. But this is a pretty yellow summer squash, and I simply we've done several videos of this in the past. I simply cube it, chop it up. I put it in a skillet or put it on your Blackstone grill, put some olive oil on it, put a little salt and pepper on it, get it cooked a little bit, and this is fantastic. It doesn't fall apart. Some of the zucchinis and the squash, the centers will fall out. The flesh on the inside will actually not fall apart. You just chop it up, and boy, it makes it real good. But also mix in all the other stuff because I make kind of a mixture of everything together. So this is the one thing that's really, really good. These are patty pan squash. This is called a sunburst version or variety, but it is awesome. Patty pan. You gotta get you some patty pans. So staying in the squash family, everybody's typical and everybody's got these. I've been looking at all the farmers markets on videos and on social media. Yellow squash. You can't go wrong with these. This is the traditional yellow squash. Everybody loves them. But if you mix these two things together, cook them in the same pan, whoo, you got you a really good meal. But then if you add a little green zucchini, that's right, a little green zucchini. We try to get them about this size. If you leave them out there in the garden, these things will explode and get extremely large and be unedible. So green zucchini, can't beat those. And then we have my second favorite, and I guess I just like yellow. The second favorite is a yellow zucchini. These bad boys are fantastic. You've got to get some of these. Not everybody grows these, so you need to get them from us. Yellow zucchini. Yellow zucchini. I got home. I got out of the car from vacation, and I was like, I got to get in the garden. So we got home probably 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock Friday afternoon. I'm like, I got to get in the garden. So the first thing I did was I went to the potato patch and I started digging potatoes, and boy, did I find some potatoes. Now, red Irish potatoes. We leave the dirt on them because you don't want to wash them because that's going to make them not cure as well and they won't last as long. So we leave the dirt on them, and we have a load of red Irish potatoes to sell you, and these are fantastic. My grandfather grew these, and I think this is the only kind of potato he grew, and he grew a lot of them. And he, storing potatoes, if you're going to grow a lot of them, storing potatoes could be difficult if you don't have a cellar or a dark space, because you need to store these in a dark space to make them last as long as possible. Leave the dirt on them, put them in a cool, dark place, and these should last a good while. My grandfather had a house, and he had it wasn't on a concrete slab. I don't know what they call it, conventional house. I don't know what that's called. So anyway, he had a little door, and he would open that door up, and he would throw all his potatoes up underneath the house, and he would close that door up in a dark space, and that's how he stored his potatoes. Now, my grandfather on my dad's side, he had a cellar. So you go down there, and boy, it was musty, and it was cold. It was not cold, but it was cool. So that's where he stored all of his vegetables at. But he stored those in the cellar. You just can't put these in your cabinet and think these are going to last for 6 months. Not going to happen. So you need to put those in a dark, cool spot. But these are the red Irish potatoes. So good. And you chop these up, boil them up. You got great potatoes. Mashed potatoes. You can go back and look at my potato video. We did a little test run a couple weeks ago. And then we got these Yukon Golds. Now these are fantastic. They're a little softer than the red Irish, I think, but they do make up really, really good mashed potatoes. And I don't know if there's a big time difference between these and the red Irish. Depends on how you cook them, Depends on what you're going to be doing with them. But we have a lot of these Yukon Golds and the Red Irish potatoes. So we got that. Next up, Pepper City. Pepper City, that's right. Do you want spicy? We got spicy. We got a lot of jalapenos. A lot of jalapenos. I got several people who buy buckets of jalapenos because they make pepper jams, they make pepper relish, they make pickle. They pickle the jalapenos. So these are fantastic. So get you a jalapeno basket at the market. And then look at this big bad boy. Who likes banana peppers? Woo-hoo-hoo. Look at that big bad boy. That's right. This is about how big we let our, these are cinder block or cinder jalapenos. This is about as large as what we let them grow, and then we pick them. We don't want them cracking. And sometimes you'll get a little purple tint to them. You get a little striations on them, and that's okay. And we'll get those from time to time. But this is about the size that we like to get our jalapenos. Okay. But the banana peppers, we let those boys get pretty big. These are fantastic. You got to get you some banana peppers. So that's my show and tell for the day. Now we're going to have a few other things because we're going to have sunflowers to sell in bundles of 12. We sell them by the dozen. So you can get you some of those. Now, everybody's question is, when are the tomatoes going to be ready? Tomatoes aren't quite ready yet. The corn's not quite ready yet, but it's coming, so don't worry. We will have plenty of tomatoes, cherry tomatoes, slicing tomatoes, Amish tomatoes. Am I saying tomatoes or tomatoes? What am I saying? Potatoes, tomatoes. We will have plenty of tomatoes. And then we also got eggplant growing. It's coming along well. We got some zinnia flowers growing. And then we've got a whole nother crop of cucumbers, pickling and slicing cucumbers, but those got planted a little bit late. So those are coming, and we'll have those at the market. We'll also have hats for sale, and just a good day at the market. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody at the market and catching up with some old friends, some old customers, and that's going to be really awesome. So the information on the Arlington market. We will be at the Arlington market starting this Saturday, June the 13th, from 8 to noon, I think it is, 8 to noon. We'll put all that in the description notes. But I think it's 8 to noon on Saturday at the Crossing Market in Arlington, downtown Arlington, Tennessee. So come on out and see us, support us. There's going to be a whole lot of other vendors out there. But I think we are one of the only local farmers or local growers that will be at the market. And let me tell you this, we grow, everything we sell, we grow. There's a lot of people out there that they'll go down to a wholesale market and they'll buy it and they'll bring it back and then they'll sell it at their market. You need to trust us to know that if we don't grow it, we don't sell it. The only thing that we will try to sell on our market that I do not grow is my son and daughter's fresh eggs, because they've got chickens. So we'll have some dozen eggs that are freshly grown out in their property out in Millington. So we'll have those for sale, but everything else is grown on our property with our bare hands and our hard work and our hard sweat. And the only way we can keep this going is if you support us and come to the market. That's right. So whether you are in Millington, whether you are in Bartlett or Arlington or Collierville or Eads or Fayette County or Tipton County, we would love to see you. We would love to get to know you and develop a relationship with you and show you what we grow. We grow some everything we grow is high quality. We're not organic, but we do try to not spray or use any chemicals on any of our vegetables as much as we possibly can. Later in the summer, we may have to have some bug suppression problems, so we may have to do a little bit of that. We do spray the corn, which is typical. Your local farmers spray all their corns because they got to keep all the worms out of it. That's what the crop dusters do. They keep all the pest out of the field. So it's going to happen. It's going to need to happen. Very hard to grow organic without any pesticides. So, but you can trust us that we have grown our vegetables to the best of our ability with zero pesticides. Now, market on Saturday. We want to see you. So come on out to our market and see us. You'll see us with a red tablecloth. You'll see the Farmerdale logo. You'll see hats. You'll see vegetables. You'll see me. You'll see Farmer Jenny. We'll be out there and spend a little time talking to you, but we'll also want to sell you some vegetables along the way. So we'll have all the prices listed. We'll have everything listed there. We are only going to accept cash or Venmo. So get your Venmo set up with your bank account so you can purchase those vegetables. But cash or Venmo will be totally fine for purchasing everything. We got a brand new bag system this year, so it's going to be really cool. And I'm just looking forward to it. So, all right, when we come back, we're going to talk about vacation because, it's our one vacation of the year, and we're going to talk about it. Tell you what we did, what we ate, where we stayed, all that kind of stuff. So right after we hear from our sponsor, we'll get into vacation. We'll be right back. Today's episode is brought to you by Dewey, Dillard with Groome and Company. Dewey is a local realtor right here in the Bartlett, Lakeland, Arlington area. Anywhere in the Memphis area, Dewey can take care of you. He is a born and raised Memphian. He knows the area. He knows what you need. He'll navigate everything for you. He'll take care of the entire process. Selling your house, buying a new house, he will take care of it. You need to call Dewey today. 901-218-1958 is where you're going to find him. He's got over 30 years of experience, and he works for Groome and Company. They've got 45 agents that work in that office, and they will take care of you. Dewey can find you the perfect house. He can sell your perfect house at the top market value. You need to call Dewey today at 901-218-1958. All right, well, welcome back to the Farmerdale Podcast, episode number 16. Hey, make sure you check out Dewey Dillard. If you're going to buy or sell a house, you got to check out Dewey Dillard because he'll just take care of you. And we thank him for sponsoring our show. We also, if you want to sponsor the show, if you got a business, if you got anything like that you would like to advertise on our show, you can email us at farmerdalepodcast@gmail.com, and we will set you up. We'll call you and we'll tell you how it all works, and we'll take care of that. So you can do some advertising on the Farmerdale Podcast. So, well, all right. Well, boy, this view is just getting prettier and prettier behind me. The sun's coming up. We don't normally video in the morning, but we were videoing this morning. The sun's coming up really nice. It's going to rain a little bit probably today, but that's okay. And but it's really pretty. So enjoy that background. Hey, all right, vacation. We love to go on vacation. We love to travel. We love to see the world. We love to see the United States. There's still so many places in the United States that we have not been to. There are a lot of reasons why we didn't travel as much as we wanted to as when our kids were younger, for a lot of different reasons. But, we went to Disney World. We went to the beach all the time with the kids. We took them to theme parks and that kind of stuff. But we took them to D.C. We took them to Chicago. We did some really good trips. But now that we're empty nesters and our kids are grown and doing their own vacations, Farmer Jenny and we're trying to get around because we have had, and I don't want this next section or this part of the show to be a downer, but we've had some very good friends pass away, and it's been tough. So I'm going to try not to cry through this process, but what I'm learning through life now that I'm getting older, my birthday's about to come up too. But what I'm learning is that you cannot take life for granted, because at any moment God can call you and take you home. You got to enjoy life. Now, I still complain, I still fuss, and I'm still like, I don't want to do what I got to do today. But we got to live life. God has called us to worship Him. He has called us to disciple other people into His family. And I hope that I have those opportunities to do that every single day. But what I found is that you can't sit around waiting to die. You got to live. And our close friend who just passed away did that. She lived life. And she helped people the most that she could. She loved her family. It's rough. She I knew I shouldn't have started talking about this. But anyway, what I've learned from her is that God wants the best from you, whether you're well or whether you're sick. God wants the best from you, and He's going to take care of you. So you got to live, and you got to fight. And then we had another friend pass away, our old preacher. He wasn't that old. He was only in his 70s, I think. I think he was 70, just turned 70. Phenomenal man. Spent his entire life with one goal, and that was to bring people to Christ. But he did it with relationships. I tell people all the time, I'm not the most social guy. I don't like to be social. Don't like parties. Don't like all those big get-togethers. Got a very small amount of friends. But our old preacher was all about relationships. He knew what to say, he knew how to say it, and he knew the right thing to say at the right time. He lived a long life, though. He lived 70 years, but that's still young, right? Farmer Jenny and I have had a lot of death in our life this past 12 months, and it's been rough. So on vacation, we're like, hey, let's live it up. Let's eat well. Let's see stuff. You can't take money with you. You might be able to leave it back for your kids. We're not going to have that much money for our kids anyway, probably. So live it up. Let's have a good time. So we decided, we struggled because we hadn't been to the beach in a while. So when we started talking about where we were going to go, we first thought, let's go somewhere really nice. Let's go down to 30A, down in Destin. But then one day Jenny says, hey, let's go to Charleston. We haven't been to Charleston, South Carolina. Let's try that out. And we still get a beach. We still get a coastal environment, which is awesome. It's still warm, and we'll have a good time. So then we started researching, and we found this place in Charleston called the Charleston Harbor Resort and Marina, or Marina and Resort, I guess. I don't know which one came first. So we checked it out, and believe it or not, they gave us a discount because I know some people are not going to agree with this, but we are AAR members. So they give us a discount. I'm like, hey, this is a nice place. Let's do this. Nice pool, right on the marina, right with the sailboats, right with all the boats. And the nice thing about staying at this place was that it was right across the bay or the river from downtown Charleston. So we could see, we had a nice balcony we could sit out on, and had a table, had lounge chairs. I mean, it was really, really super nice. And the room was super big too, because they called it a suite. But it was nice. It was really nice. So we had a really good time. And we also do what's called the Creasy Food Tour. Now, our friend passed away on Tuesday. We left last Sunday. Our friend passed away on Tuesday, early Tuesday morning. So that changed things a little bit for us because we didn't want to do any videos because it was like, our friends are struggling. Our Catherine's husband's struggling, and her kids are struggling. And we didn't want to put videos out there and say, hey, we're living it up, because we struggled for a couple of days. So we didn't do videos of the Creasy food tour, but I'm going to talk about some of the places we ate because, we're always looking for advice. Where do you eat? What do you do? Where do you stay? It's, you need these things, and TikTok and Instagram and all those. There's people that do those things for you, but what we found is that they might be sponsored by somebody, or they are just giving you the highlights of the place, and they didn't really research those places because some of the places may not be very good. One of the coffee places we went into got raved reviews, and I'm pretty sure they're really awesome. But we're kind of bougie on our teas, and we don't like, on our coffees, and we don't like we don't want just a pure black cup of coffee that's like really, really good coffee. We want the creams, and we want the flavors. We want all that. And I get iced coffee typically. Farmer Jenny drinks it extra hot. So if you get her some coffee, get her extra hot. So anyway, so we stayed at the marina, 5 miles from downtown. So you can jump in your car. We drove. And I want to talk about that for a second. So if you like to drive, that's great. We rented a car. We drove 1,700 miles, a little over 1,700 miles there and back with all the stops and all the stuff we did. So we left here and we drove all the way through the first night. Drove all the way through, which is, I'm getting too old to sit down for that long. And it takes me forever to get back out of the car. And I have to get out of the car, and I gotta take a second, and then I got to take another step to get going if I sit too long. I probably sit too long even doing this video, doing this podcast. But anyway, so we drove all the way through. We did stop in Augusta, Georgia. We stopped in Birmingham. We stopped in Atlanta. We went to the Buc-ee's in Leeds, Alabama. And if you are in Arlington, if you're listening to us in Arlington or the Galloway area, we're getting a Buc-ee's. And I'm pumped. I'm like, man, cheaper gas, brisket, Buc-ee nuts. What are those things? Those things are called. All the jerky you can eat. Every piece of clothing with Buc-ee's you can buy on it. It's going to be awesome. And then it's going to be right off the interstate, right where we get on the interstate. They still got a lot of work to do. But anyway, so we stopped in Leeds, Alabama. That was the only Buc-ee's that we passed, so we stopped at Buc-ee's, of course. Everybody's got to do that. Place was packed, by the way. Packed. It was crazy, so many people. And then we went through Talladega, drove through Talladega, and then finally, late that night, we got to Charleston, South Carolina. It was raining when we got in. And the weather was not great the first 2 days, especially on Monday. Rain. So we still did some stuff outside because we had pockets. So we did a carriage ride, a tour of the city of Charleston. They got this big market, and the market is not farmers market. It is crafts and local people who have made things and t-shirts and sweatshirts and all that kind of stuff. But it is extremely big, and it's open air. It's really nice. It's right in the middle. It's right on Market Street, so it's really awesome. And I don't think we bought anything there, but there were a lot of things that you could purchase and a lot of cool stuff that local people had made. So so check that if you do go. You got to check out the market. And then we did the carriage ride and the tour, which is really, really cool. And God, it would rain that morning. It rained Monday night. But during that time that we were on that carriage ride, clear. It was the weather was absolutely, I think it was like 78 degrees. It was perfect. So that was perfect for us. And we got to see the history, a little bit of the history of the town. And then we kind of knew what to do and where to go. So we encourage you to always take a tour. When you get to a big city like that, take a tour like that. And then you kind of get your bearings and you kind of know what you're doing. So that's awesome. so we had researched a lot of coffee shops, and we found a place called, and it was right around the corner from our hotel or marina resort that we were staying at, and it was called Brown Fox. Now I kept calling it Brown Dog because I was just trying to be funny to Farmer Jenny, but it was Brown Fox, and I love a white mocha with raspberry iced. That's one of my favorite iced coffees. They're hard to find because a lot of people don't do those. So we found it, and man, it was really, really good. I mean, and I like it. I like my coffee to be a little bit more creamier. I don't like it to be really runny. I guess that's the best word I could say. I like it to be a little thicker. I like it to be a little creamier, and boy, they had it. So that was awesome. We went back there twice, I think, maybe 3 times, and it was really cool. So if you go to Charleston, South Carolina, find the Brown Fox coffee because it was really good. We went to one place downtown. I don't like to give negative reviews. We went to one place downtown that everybody said you had to go to. They had pastries. That's fine. Trying not to eat as much, but they had nice pastries. The coffee, didn't really like it. Farmer Jenny was like, it's okay, not the best. Because Farmer Jenny likes to go to Scooters here in Arlington, and that's her favorite place to get coffee. And she's like, it's not even as good as Scooters. And Scooters is good, but not that good. And then, so we got several other coffee spots, but the foxtail, brown foxtail. I forgot what the name of it is already. Anyway, it's really good. So then we ate lunches and dinners. We went to a place in Schims Creek. It was a seafood place. I think it was Schims Creek Seafood, something like that, or something like that. It was okay. I mean, it was typical seafood stuff. And then our best meal was at a place called Burwell's. It was a steak place. Now, we typically eat with the old people. 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock. That's when we like to eat. Well, we went shopping on Wednesday. That was the last night that we were staying, Wednesday. So we went shopping out of the Tanger outlets, which is nice. They had all the good shops because Farmer Jenny's got to shop a little bit on every vacation. So then we made reservations for 7:15 that night. That was really late, and the place was back downtown. So North Charleston, it's only about 25-minute drive from North Charleston back downtown. So we made a reservation for 7:15. We had spent the whole entire day at the pool on Wednesday. Beautiful weather on Wednesday. And then I'll fall back to Tuesday in a second and tell you what we did because I put a video out on that already on TikTok anyway. But we spent the whole day at the pool on Wednesday, and then we went shopping, and then we went to go eat dinner at Burwell's. I think that's how you say it. Fantastic place, steak place. Jenny Creasy loves her steak. She's become a steak eater, and really unique place. They bring out this stone. You can, as an appetizer, they bring out this stone, and it's 750 degrees when they bring it out to you. And they got all these cuts of meats. Now we didn't do this because we didn't want to eat so much because we got salad and potato and shared steak and all that kind of stuff. We got the ribeye, by the way. Woo, very good, by the way. But what we did not get, but everybody else was getting them, and we'll get it next time we go, is this stone was 750 degrees, and they give you all these different cuts of meat, and they're already chopped up into little blocks. And then you cook your meat on the stone right there at your table. And you can cook it however you want it, or underdone, over well, whatever you want to cook it. It looked fantastic. So the next time we go to Burrell's, and I'm pretty sure other restaurants have done this, but you cook it right there on the table. So that was pretty cool. But the ribeye steak was really awesome. Asparagus, mashed potatoes, so good. So Burrell's was the best meal we had. It's not cheap, by the way. It's not cheap. So be ready to pay if you go there. But like I said, you only live once. You better enjoy life, right? That's what I've learned this past 12 months is that you got to live life. You got to do things that you love, that you want to do, that you want to try. But you also got to love people. You got to fulfill what Jesus has called you to do and to be. You also got to stay in step with that. You just can't go and just do everything you want to do. If you're a believer in Christ, that's what He's called you to do. So, so you got to live life. Man, you got to live for people, for Jesus, and just do what's right. Right? It's what you got to do. So let's back up on Tuesday, real quick. On Tuesday, we're going to run out of time. On Tuesday, it was really windy, and that was the day that we found out that Catherine passed away. So we're in shock. Number one, we knew that Catherine was not doing well. We just saw her the Thursday before we left, and we knew that she wasn't doing well. But hearing that Catherine had died was a shock that it happened that fast. Although she'd been battling for 2 years, it was still a shock. You have a close friend pass away, it's a shock. So, so we're like, I don't know if we want to do anything today. What are we going to do? We had planned to go to Folly Beach and hang out at the beach, but it was so windy and there was a chance of rain. We were like, let's go. We had our beach chairs in the car. So Folly Beach is a little different beach as compared to Destin or Orange Beach or anywhere like that. This place doesn't have any high rises. I think there's really only 2 condos that we saw, and then everything else are houses, which is a cool environment. And it's just got a couple places to eat. It's not very large. Parking was cheap that day. We only paid $10 to park right there at the public parking place. So we got our chairs and we went out, and it was so windy. It was 25-mile-an-hour winds. Sand was blowing across the beach. We went out on this long pier, and it was just blowing extremely hard. So we sat in those chairs, and we sat. And then we took some walks down the beach, and then we came back and we sat. And it was just a nice, peaceful day. But Folly Beach, different type of beach. Water was not that clear. A lot of big waves that day because it was so windy. But check out Folly Beach, because that's really the beach that you need to go to. The other island that we went to that had a little beach area was Sullivan's Island. And it's back on the others. You're driving away from downtown. But it's a cool environment. Got some ice cream at a little ice cream place. We didn't eat there. We'd probably go back next time, and got some cool restaurants. We'll probably eat at Sullivan's Island. But then we took some pictures at sunset. They got a little cool area to do that. So Charleston, I say go to Charleston, South Carolina. We'd been to Savannah before, but you need to check out Charleston, South Carolina. Really cool place. So we're marking off all of our spots that we want to go to. There's so many other places. We want to go out west. We got to see all of the national parks and that kind of stuff, and we got to see the Grand Canyon. And so we're talking about doing that next summer. We just don't know. We got to do some research, right? So if you got any suggestions on going out west and how to do it and the best way to do it in a timely manner in the most economical way, send us some comments. Let us know, because that's what we are probably planning on doing next year. But hey, we are less than, I'm saying 20 days before our grandbaby's going to be born. Brooke's doing great. Derek's excited. And we're going to be grandparents here in the next 25 days. By July the 6th, I think, somewhere along in there, it's going to happen. That's right. So that's going to be awesome. I'll tell you right now. It's going to be hard to hold me back. It's going to be hard to hold Farmer Jenny back from buying every piece of clothing in America for Walter, having a grand boy. That's right, having a grand boy. So excited. But hey, closing out our podcast today, we will be at the Farmers Market in downtown Arlington, Tennessee this Saturday, 8 to noon. Come check us out. We'll have hats. We'll have all the vegetables for sale. And we just want to get to see y'all and get to know you and talk to you. So come out and support the market. Support us, and we'll keep this thing going. And make sure you like and subscribe and share this video with your friends so we can continue to get this podcast growing. So until next time, and we'll be at the market before I do another podcast. So until next time, hopefully we'll see you at the market. But if not, you can check us out on the podcast next week, and hopefully have a special guest next week. So enjoy the weather, enjoy the summertime, because I know we are. I got pickleball camp coming up this week. That's right, pickleball camp. So I'm excited about doing that too. So anyway, cheers, roll tide, Farmer Dale out.